Meghan Markle visit the UK, or won't she? That is the naggingly annoying question after a series of stumbles and fumbles over the news that Prince Harry will be visiting the Invictus Games, most likely with Meghan Markle and the children. Of course, there has been a hemming and hawing for about 10 days, 2 weeks now, over what should be an actual very simple story.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle already plotting to break these so-called new Megxit rules. Because, of course, Megxit was never going to last, given they aren't making any money. So they did this new deal with the British royal family with Alison Boshoff, revealing the Sussexes have agreed to a whole load of respectful guidelines when they're in the UK. And that's the reason why the king decided to reunite with them and his grandchildren. But
Harry was coming to the United Kingdom. Yes, the plan was to bring the kids next year to the actual games. But Meghan Markle has to screw everybody over.
But nothing is ever simple with Harry and Meghan. In fact, they bring toxicity and chaos wherever they go. But despite a lot of reports to the contrary, it's highly possible Meghan Markle in the UK next week. So, guys, we are going to get into this, but if you haven't been...
Just overall, this is a reminder of why Harry and Meghan aren't needed in the royal family, and why Charles, even though he wants to pursue a personal relationship, and I am okay with that, he needs to strip the titles and the places in line of succession. This level of chaos is completely and utterly unnecessary. This hemming and hawing all over the place, emotional blackmail with the kids, all of this is entirely unnecessary. And honestly, it damages the British monarchy. I think it does. I think people have a negative feeling about the British monarchy because of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And I think the only way to sort of amend that is to get them out of the system. And what I mean by that is no titles, no places in line of succession, no counselor of state. Harry and Meghan are officially on their own. This does not mean they can't visit the UK.
That they can't visit his father, this just means they can't do it with royal titles in tow anymore. Enough with this dog and pony show. Enough with this cosplay royal freak show. This needs to end now. It's completely understandable that King Charles wants a relationship with his grandchildren. People coming on and saying, oh, why would Charles want a relationship with his grandchildren? Like, you can't put words in Charles's mouth. Like we've heard this reported quite frequently. But also he is a human being. Feel like within all this Harry and Meghan drama, and of course this is because of a toxicity, because of a chaos.
People sometimes miss out on the fact that we're dealing with human beings, and human beings who have family, who have friends. And so yes, things are more complicated sometimes than they should be, but Harry and Meghan are people. Their children are people. Charles is an actual person, and I would imagine that King Charles wants a relationship with his grandchildren.
However, Harry and Meghan are making that, of course, exceptionally difficult, and the children shouldn't be punished for that, because that is the result of having really chaotic and strange parents. Not the children's fault. Hopefully the children come out of this unscathed, but sort of highly kind of doubt it. But when it comes to this particular visit,
we have been told, again, a lot of varying things, that Harry and Meghan and the kids are going. We've heard that only Harry is going because it's too dangerous for Meghan and the kids. And we've heard it's not about accommodation, but it is about like preservation around or whatever. And now we've heard, oh no, Harry will go to London alone. The kids and Meghan won't come to London. It has been very specific about London.
Foreign. So if you guys remember the actual Invictus Games kickoff, some of it happens in Birmingham because the competition happens in Birmingham. One of the first engagements that were announced for Harry and Meghan were happening in Birmingham. So this sort of misnomer that because Meghan is not going to London, that she's not coming to the UK overall is false. Again, we'll plant my flag on the idea and of course could be wrong. You can never say never until somebody steps off a plane.
Meghan Markle will be in the UK in a public way in one way or another. Guys, she can't help it. She loves the publicity. She loves the attention, and she desperately needs the opportunity to merge. Now, of course, with Serena Williams having to back out of Wimbledon, not only did she lose the first round for the singles, she had to drop out of the doubles. Meghan won't show up at Wimbledon, which was a distinct possibility. But now we only have some of the events. And as a reminder, one of the core events that Harry and Meghan officially announced
a little over a week ago on Friday was that the two of them would go to the children's hospital in Birmingham because, remember, exploiting sick children in Australia seemed to work pretty well for them, so might as well expand it to Birmingham on another continent as well. And that is surely what they are going to do. We have not heard anything about that visit not going forwards.
Harry and Meghan's PR team here, they're just trying to play all fields. And again, I don't understand, beyond the drama, beyond like trying to obfuscate things, what they think they are actually going to accomplish with this cloak and dagger routine. Because all this does is make them look like liars at the end of the day in a lot of ways. Because yes, you weren't clear about, let's say, where they were coming, or you kind of did say, but you didn't say. Like, all of this is just very, very messy.
And it looks bad on everyone involved, and would argue it looks bad on the British monarchy as well. It looks bad on them because they're attached to this freak show, whether they want to be or not. That was Charlotte Griffith, Harry's former lover, because she cuddled with him at night. All of them, Tom Sykes, Paula Frolic, Rob Shooter, Charlotte Griffith, all of them who were in that WhatsApp group commandeered by Meghan Markle because she did not have a PR person. She doesn't have anybody that is Meghan Markle, probably faking it.
What's driven this decision? Because we were quite hopeful for a while there might be some sort of reconciliation or a moment that Meghan was going to come over. Did hear rumour that King Charles was offering something to them. What's gone on?
Gosh, well, it's been so confusing. It really has. It's been a will they, won't they. It's been a whole drama. I think part of the drama has been to whip up attention because everybody's, excited to see Harry next week. What's happened is that Harry is going to come to the UK, and they originally were planning to both come for 2 weeks. What's actually going to happen is Harry's going to come to the UK and Meghan might come, but not to London. So she might come, for example, for the Invictus Games event, which is happening at the Birmingham NEC. And it's quite likely that she'll go to Althorp, which is Earl Spencer's house, where Diana was brought up and where she's been buried. But the latest is Meghan might come, but not to London.
That Meghan Markle is already in the UK, sons, the kids. Because, of course, Meghan Markle is not going to risk the kids not being able to leave the United Kingdom because that is his. Her only card she has left to play. And how Harry has been forced to issue statements, and why everything was so chaotic because
all of these royal reporters were literally repeating everything Meghan was saying, and Meghan knows nothing because Meghan has no contact with the palace because she has no contact with Harry. She threw this bomb on Harry that she was joining him at the very last minute, and him being the idiot that he is, tried to make it happen.
Meghan is coming. This lady who broke the news that Meghan Markle was coming to London. Yes, what a scoop. It's not a scoop when Meghan Markle is giving it to you and to a bunch of other people in a WhatsApp group. It's just that you decide to put it out believing Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, just to be clear, has zero relationship with the palace. Harry, on the other hand, has relationship with the palace. The palace is trying to desperately help him get back to the United Kingdom.
The trip is real, and it has been planned for a really long time. They've been thinking about it, talking about it with the palace since January. I'm absolutely sure of that. And there, it's a complex set of arrangements that needs to be made, and there is support from the palace, which can only be coming from the king, to the idea of them coming for a visit and getting the support that they need to make this visit happen. I know it's interesting, people don't actually want it to be real because a lot of people believe the king shouldn't forgive them, and what they've done is too bad. They haven't healed the hurt, they haven't apologised for all the terrible things that they have said about the royal family and about the country, accusing us all of being racist, not just the royals. And people don't want it to be real, that they are forgiven, at least in some quarters, and coming back, but it is real.
There's many things at play here that a lot of people don't know. If his visa got revoked, which means that his children would have to stay with him in the United Kingdom, which Meghan is not about to allow because Meghan Markle's meal ticket are those children. That is the only card she has left to play. As ever, it's pending. It's still to this day not registered as a trademark.
In spite of the fact that it's been almost 3 years since she changed the name from American Riviera Orchard to Us Ever, Netflix dumped the entire inventory back to her because all of the suppliers were asking for payment in the millions, and Netflix said we have nothing to do with that. She was supposed to be on that end. Meghan Markle has not paid anybody. She's chapter 11 her ass. That's as narcissistic as this woman is. She knows that she is in trouble. She knows that Harry wants nothing to do with this woman.
This is why Meghan Markle is resorting to posting pictures from 2017 because she doesn't have any actual pictures with Harry. It was in New York when they both showed up. And you can see when they were on stage that Harry took turns. They took turns. Turn speaking. Harry could not even look at this woman. That's how much he dislikes Rachel Bingham. Tom Sykes on the Royalist podcast with Alison Boshoff revealing that there is a camera crew coming for the Invictus Games. It's always for the Invictus Games, isn't it?
The important thing about the photo is it won't be taken by Harry or Meghan or by their side. I agree with you. I think there could be a photo, but it will be Charles. So, Harry's been told, no merching, no shenanigans. Okay. So that means no, here's our camera crew. There is a camera crew who will be following him at Invictus, by the way. Oh, yeah. I'm told. But, yeah, there could easily be a photo. And it will be a sweet photo. And, who boos a 5-year-old? Nobody. You have to be a monster, right? I mean, the kids, if the kids are in the picture, you can't actually go there. Even the people who really heartily dislike Harry and Meghan, and there are a lot of them, I don't think you can boo a picture of a grandfather with his grandchildren.
And it gets worse. A camera crew also expected to be in tow for this visit with the children. We believe if they do end up coming, Princess Diana's grave site at Althorpe.
The other thing about the camera crew that I've heard, because then there's this proposed trip to Althorpe, which is closed on the 10th and 11th of July, because I've been told repeatedly that there is indeed a 30th anniversary Diana documentary coming. So it seems to me like they'd be minded to try and grab some B-roll of them all going on the boat over to the island to visit the grave. I mean, of course, we had that very melodramatic description of Meghan visiting the grave in Spare, where Harry goes away and she communes with Diana's spirit, and he comes back like 10 minutes later and she's kneeling on the grave with her hands on the memorial. I mean, but
were you not moved by that? I'm amazed.
I was
it
moved.
was presented in a kind, in all seriousness, it is an awful tragedy, but it was presented in a very Middleton way.
According to this new reporting already, this Meg Sun deal is a joke because we're talking about a camera crew for the Invictus Games. They always say it's for the Invictus Games, but also a camera crew for Althorpe. So the idea that they're coming to the United Kingdom, and this is a private visit, and it's not just a content farming operation for them, is total rubbish.
Yeah, I do as well. I've never thought it's about reconciliation. I think it was... I still do not believe that the children are coming. That's just my personal feelings. I do believe that the children are being used, obviously, with Harry's latest attempt to force the hand to give him the security that he wants, because I believe Meghan and Harry are coming to film content. I think she'll come. But I think they're coming to film content for a documentary. There's something going on behind the scenes. They know that their only thing that's ever brought in decent money has been to do with the royal family.
There's all of this drama that's come out of nowhere. They are the masters behind it. They're the ones pulling the strings. They're the one releasing the operational notes and pulling the plug in the same manner that we had the Kardashian Gate photoskin scandal. Once the horse has bolted, it's no point closing the gate, and that's exactly what they've done.
So I think they are coming over for content. And again, another reason why I think the king needs to steer very well clear of these two. But all thought that was the only thing I genuinely thought if the kids were coming, because I can see Meghan and Harry seeing the worth of the children, the backs of their heads at least, at Diana's gravesite. We saw Archie when he was a baby in Netflix footage stroking a photograph of Diana on the wall. And we know that Meghan is obsessed with trying to pretend that she is Diana's reincarnation, and Harry seems to like it for whatever Freudian reason.
Can't see the children truthfully coming. That has just been another attention grab. But as for them with the film crews, of course they were coming over here for something self-serving. They could have been on a plane, on a helicopter, and met with the king many, many times. Or maybe not Meghan. Maybe the king genuinely doesn't want to see Meghan, but Harry could have.
He could have easily come into this country. If Harry can arrive in China and no one knows, if Harry can get all the way to Ukraine and no one knew, if Meghan can get to Paris, no one knew, then he could have easily come into this country. There are countless trips that those two have done between them to different countries, even different states in America, where people have not seen them because they use the private VIP entrance and exits at the airport. These two are capable of coming over here in privacy if they want to, but they don't. And this has just been blown up rather big. I don't think even anybody, I haven't seen a single newspaper actually talk about the reason why Harry was originally meant to be coming, and that was for the 1 year ago Invictus event. I'd be interested to know what these Invictus people think about it right now, because they have completely overshadowed anything to do with the Invictus Games yet again. But Harry is the founder, as he keeps calling himself, so I don't really see that they're going to change anything about this. But I do think this is going to be another nail in the coffin, as it were, for Invictus, because more and more people are just beginning to see it for what it is, and it has become very much the Meghan Markle show.
You're completely right, because for so long have been saying there is such a simple way for Harry and Meghan to bring the children. It would be at Balmoral over the summer. It could all be done in total privacy. Private jet to Aberdeen. That short journey. Remember, Harry made that journey after the late Queen Elizabeth II death with no issues whatsoever.